Who has been the greatest example of service in your life?
Well, that's a toss-up. I would have to say either my grandmother or my mother. My grandmother was always giving in her church, always, doing above and beyond whatever they needed. My mother, because of the service that she did, she was a probation officer, so she was always above and serving, helping with the kids that needed help. So I would say those two women.
My mom and dad, and they have taught us to help others.
I would say my mom, whether it's a family member or somebody in the church or somebody in the community. If they need something, a lot of times they won't even have to ask. She just steps in to help them, to pray for them, to help in whatever way she can, and it's definitely inspired and challenged me.
I would probably have to say my dad. When I was 13 years old, he decided he was going to go into the ministry. So from the middle of my childhood going forward, he always had a servant's heart and didn't realize until just a few years ago how much of an impact that he made on people that I had no idea.
I'd have to say my husband. He works for the sheriff's department, and I feel like he goes over and beyond on everything he does.
The greatest example of service was probably my grandfather. Not so much from the things that he did like openly that people saw, but the stuff that he did that we still to this day, after he's passed years ago, that we find out just helping people in need when they were going through difficult times without ever needing anything in return.
I would probably have to say my grandpa. He was definitely one that had a lot to do, but he was always there to serve others, whether it be his work, his family, his friends, his neighbors. Ideally, he was never too busy to help serve someone else.
It's probably a popular answer, but I would say my mom. Moms serve all day, every day, so I don't know how you don't go with that.
Who has been the greatest example of service in your life?
Oh, I would say greatest example, my sister. I have a sister who's 2 years younger than me, and she gives and she gives.
I would say my mom. She's always thinking about others.
My wife, really involved in our church. I think ladies and groups of ladies are really good at serving other people, helping them when they need help.
I'm gonna give that one to my mom. She spent her whole life serving others. She obviously raising us boys, that's a service role, and then she was a guidance counselor, and she just always had that servant's heart. So she's always put others before herself, and she's always played the backseat role and just been an incredible mentor and leader in that area.